Hello, dearest friends, and good evening from Finland. Good morning, good afternoon, and is there for anyone night? But warmly welcome into our last day. So now it is the 5th day. A little bit difficult to count when we have the full moon there in that time what it was, but anyway. We count that and celebrate this as the 5th day. We had just wonderful days so far. Amazing full moon day, very rich. And yesterday we had fantastic presentation by Twain. And today I was thinking that I will start with one video that I was thinking to show yesterday, and I thought that we would have some time to talk about that. Let us see what we have then later after these meditations. But anyway, it's the topic of anger. And that what we see at the moment in everywhere in our little humanity. And what is causing so much problems. Every one of us, we know how much problem any negative emotion is bringing into our lives. It is a larger thing, but this particular animation is concentrating upon that. And I hope I have the correct clip for you. But just for us to think about that in larger scale, and also then keep your notebooks available. I hope that you have been getting some notes during this high time of the Vesak. I think it has been very rich thinking about all impressions and maybe some little revelations and good thoughts. It's always very important that if we gain understanding of our lives and understanding about the teaching and understanding what should we change within ourselves. And also something, at least for me, it has been again one of the giving a lot of hope about that if we really put our emphasis and will together, there certainly will be changes in the world. So let us now have these little clips, and I don't know, how should we do? Write if you have any thoughts, you can put them into the chat, but I want that after this, we really go into the meditation and let us see if we are inspired. Well, maybe not, we are not using after the meditation. Let us hope keep still this day into a very high place where we are tuning in and distributing these energies. But this is, I think, good for us to reflect together. And so we start.
Once upon a time, a person went to Gautam Buddha seeking advice on how to control his emotions. The person was struggling with anger and frustration, and he was looking for a way to manage his emotions better. Buddha smiled and asked him to sit down. He said, "I will tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a king who ruled a prosperous country. One day, he decided to visit the neighboring kingdom. He had heard that the king of that kingdom was famous for his wisdom. When the king arrived, he was welcomed with great honor. The king of the neighboring kingdom had prepared a grand feast in his honor. During the feast, the king noticed a fly in his soup. He was disgusted and ordered his servant to bring him another bowl of soup. The king of the neighboring kingdom saw this and said, "Your Majesty, please do not be angry. It was just a small fly. It does not matter." The king replied, "I cannot tolerate such things. Even a small fly can ruin my mood." The king of the neighboring kingdom smiled and said, "Your Majesty, allow me to give you a piece of advice. It is not the fly that ruined your mood, but your reaction to it. You have the power to control your emotions. Do not let them control you." The king realized the wisdom in these words and returned to his kingdom. From that day onwards, he started practicing the art of not reacting to situations that would previously trigger his emotions. He found that he was able to maintain his composure in challenging situations and was able to make better decisions. The power of not reacting is an important lesson for all of us. We often react to situations without thinking, and this can lead to negative consequences. Reacting to situations with anger and frustration can damage our relationships with others and hinder our ability to make clear-headed decisions. However, it is important to understand that not reacting does not mean that we should suppress our emotions. Emotions are a natural part of our human experience, and it is important to acknowledge them. Instead of reacting impulsively, we should take the time to process our emotions and respond in a thoughtful manner. In another part of the world, there lived a young man named Michael. Michael was a very emotional person, and he often reacted impulsively to situations that upset him. He would get angry and say hurtful things, which would lead to arguments and hurt feelings. One day, Michael decided to take control of his emotions. He knew that his impulsive reactions were causing more harm than good, and he wanted to change. He started practicing mindfulness and meditation, which helped him become more aware of his thoughts and emotions. He also started practicing the art of not reacting. Whenever he found himself in a situation that would normally trigger his emotions, he would take a step back and take a few deep breaths. He would then assess the situation calmly and respond in a thoughtful manner. At first, it was difficult for Michael to control his emotions. He would still get angry and frustrated, but he would take a step back and not react impulsively. As he continued to practice, he found that it became easier to control his emotions. Michael also noticed that his relationships with others improved. He was no longer getting into arguments and hurting people's feelings. Instead, he was able to communicate in a calm and thoughtful manner, which helped him build stronger relationships. One day, Michael's friend came to him for advice. His friend was going through a difficult time, and he was feeling very upset. Michael listened to his friend's problems and offered words of comfort and support. His friend thanked him and said, "You always know just what to say. You never get angry or upset." Michael smiled and replied, "It's not that I never feel angry or upset. It's just that I've learned to control my emotions and not let them control me. It's a powerful tool that has helped me improve my relationships and my overall well-being." Michael's friend was impressed and asked him how he learned to control his emotions. Michael shared his experience with mindfulness and the power of not reacting. He encouraged his friend to try it out for himself, and his friend was grateful for the advice. Over time, Michael became known for his calm and thoughtful demeanor. He was able to handle difficult situations with ease, and people admired him for his strength and resilience. He continued to practice mindfulness and the art of not reacting, and he found that it brought him a sense of inner peace and happiness. The power of not reacting is a valuable lesson that we can all learn from. It takes practice and patience, but the rewards are well worth it. By controlling our emotions, we can improve our relationships, make better decisions, and live a more fulfilling life. The moral of the story of the king and Michael teaches us that we have the power to control our emotions. We may not be able to control what happens to us, but we can control how we react to it. By practicing mindfulness and the art of not reacting, we can learn to control our emotions and respond in a thoughtful manner. It's a powerful tool that can help us improve our relationships, our well-being, and our overall quality of life. So let us take the time to practice and cultivate this powerful skill, and let it transform our lives for the better. Anger will never disappear so long as thoughts of resentment are cherished in the mind. Anger will disappear just as soon as thoughts of resentment are forgotten. He who holds back rising anger like a rolling chariot, him I call a real driver. Other people are but holding the reins. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. One who conquers himself is greater than another who conquers 1,000 times 1,000 on the battlefield. Do not be led by your reactions, be led by your actions. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. In a controversy, the instant we feel anger, we have already ceased striving for the truth and have begun striving for ourselves. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger. The root of suffering is attachment. If you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. Letting go gives us freedom, and freedom is the only condition for happiness. If in our heart we still cling to anything, anger, anxiety, or possessions, we cannot be free. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. Respond, don't react. Respond with reason, not emotion. In the end, only 3 things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. He who experiences the unity of life sees his own self in all beings, and all beings in his own self, and looks on everything with an impartial eye. Happiness never decreases by being shared. We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. The only way to find true happiness is to let go of your attachment to things and people. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. It is a man's own mind, not his enemy or foe, that lures him to evil ways. An idea that is developed and put into action is more important than an idea that exists only as an idea. There is no fire like passion. There is no shark like hatred. There is no snare like folly. There is no torrent like greed. What we think, we become. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. If you want to fly, you have to give up what weighs you down. If you want to change the world, change yourself first. Happiness is not something ready-made. It comes from your own actions. The trouble is you think you have time. The mind is like water. When it's turbulent, it's difficult to see. When it's calm, everything becomes clear. The tongue, like a sharp knife, heals without drawing blood. Do not seek to follow in the footsteps of the wise. Seek what they sought. Purity or impurity depends on oneself. No one can purify another. Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful. The only real failure in life is not to be true to the best one knows. The past is already gone. The future is not yet here. There's only one moment for you to live. To be idle is a short road to death, and to be diligent is a way of life. Foolish people are idle, wise people are diligent. Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. Whatever a monk keeps pursuing with his thinking and pondering, that becomes the inclination of his awareness. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Do not look for a sanctuary in anyone except yourself. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path.
It's just wonderful little pieces of wisdom and truth. It is worth of looking again, and Michael was putting the link for you, and I know it has been bringing a lot of thoughts, even though they were simple and certainly we have heard them, but it was really, really beautiful and so fitting for this time. I was just thinking about this one sentence. It was said there that only one word is needed, what brings peace. And I was thinking, some of you have been asking why I am putting in the chat when sending you or commenting your notes that I am putting that little bird. And oh yes, and I have that bird. If someone of you don't know, I have been telling that already sometimes, but I thought that I would tell it again because it is fitting to the idea of the nuclear bomber servers. There was a fire in the forest, and the forest was divided via a river. And on the side where the fire was, the animals were in panic escaping over the river to the other side. And they were looking how the fire and the flames were devouring the whole forest. And the smoke was everywhere. And then they saw a little bird which was shooting through the smoke into the river and did take a little drop into his mouth and rushed into the fires and dropped this little drop of water and did that and did and did. And the other animals on the other side of the river were just laughing at this little bird, how stupid it was. And then little by little the fires ceased down and the forest is full of smoke still and all is gone. And the little bird flies to the other side where the other animals were completely tired, burned and smoked, and very tired, came to the riverbank and stayed there. And the other animals come there and laughed and said that, didn't you see, stupid little bird, that the whole forest is gone? You couldn't do anything. And then the little bird said, but at least I did my part. And that too is a great thought for us to think about. Let us do our part and we move into the meditation. And let us turn into these last hours of the 5th day and the days of distribution. Let us be aware of that, how us as a group, aligned with all the other groups, have been first filled by these powerful energies, and now, being the open channel, we too are now distributing the energy of Vesak into the world, into the lower kingdoms. Let your meetings, your meditations, and your individual thinking be steadily focused upon these two festivals. Endeavor to enter into the full moon exercises, both during the Vesak and during June Christ Festival, with a clear and understanding of what is taking place as you can, and a clear picture of the possibilities which can come as the result of right action. Both the full moons should be times of effective service. The Buddha does not require invoking, he will come. But the spirit of invocation needs evoking from the masses. And it is this work that disciples everywhere can aid the Buddha in bringing out, standing thus with him and with the hierarchy. Let us imagine how we have come together again and stand together. At the time of the full moon of June, Gemini, and in preparation for the opportunity during the entire month of May, the Taurus month, the point of focus for all servers must be the Christ. Let us make that very clear for us and really, really try. Write to your notebooks now that the whole month of this Taurus month, we focus upon the Christ. We try to learn what it really means to work for him and to be ready and available for hierarchy. Every effort must be directed to aiding his work as representative for the people. He will endeavor to gather into himself all that they have of appeal, prayer, and demand, voiced or unvoiced, transmitting it in an act of spiritual intent to Shambhala. Contemplate that. Write down some kind of plan for yourself for this coming month or this month of Taurus. Do you have already some insights about that? What could be done? And rehearse this communication with hierarchy and those who are directing the race. Let us align with this increasing number of people who are now responding to the vibrations of the living Christ. And now, if you want to again have this mudra, sudden awakening mudra. Now we have rehearsed that a little, so we cross the little fingers and ring and middle finger we turn downwards over the thumb, and then we put the first fingers, 4 fingers together, and it is really creating this triangle. It's like the edge of the sword, or you can really think about this talisman, the tool that you are cutting through the fog and hindrances, and let the light come in. Sudden awakening mantra. And we can hold that when we move into the work, thinking about how we, by our will, it's always by our will, what we want to do. No one on the inner planes of the workers of light would stop us if we want to wake up. It is up to us to want to do that. And we hold this. We can move into deeper states in our meditation. And now consciously achieve alignment the way how you usually do it yourself. Breathing white light in your own rhythm and drawing the light from your soul. Holding mind steadily in the light. Focusing yourself as high in the head as possible, where the will of God is known. Keeping your mind in Vesak and its purpose in hierarchical plan. And now offer yourself to the soul for recharging. Follow this by 3 minutes of complete silence. Imagining the peaceful, silent will of Shambhala. Preserving, if you can, an unmoved consciousness, the charging with spiritual light and force can then take place. This is called the true quiet of union between the groups around the world, including all new group over servers. And we enter into the 3 minutes silence. Now, by the use of the creative imagination, carry this electrification, this stimulation, and this illumination down to the emotional body of yourself and of the group. Thus purifying it and empowering to dispel its glamours. Let the light of illumination and enlightenment sweep through the astral body of the group. And still continuing. Now seeing the downpour of light in the physical brain consciousness. Regard yourself as the conscious recipient of the strength and wisdom which we need in service. Now the bells will ring as the sign to call all new groupable servers for the collective push to open a huge channel for this descending light and continuing this descending light from Shambhala, directing the new groupable servers into a new wave of last victorious act to be ready for next year 2025 to fulfill our part in hierarchies plan and for service of Lord Maitreya. And now we will start our process of lighting the candles and calling our groups, our fellow groups around the world. And by the way, what I have forgotten to ask, it really would have been lovely to know the places from where these groups are. Maybe we are not reaching everyone now, but on Saturdays we are going to continue this lighting the candles for the group, for the groups and for the group. So we will start now the calling and lighting the candles. And you can light at home if you have one candle or few candles for these groups. University of the Seven Rays, Morya Federation, Seven Ray Institute, Blue Rose Sisterhood, Esoteric United Nations, Morya Federation Esoteric Healing Community, Northern Light Society Pohjolan Valo, the Demand Group, Five-Pointed Star Guardians, the Synthesis Foundation, the Spiritual Life TV channel, the Oneness of Humanity Initiative, Esoteric Advent, Lucy's Trust, Arcane School, Meditation Mount, Torgonsarjadam Group Center for Spiritual Development, Temple of Solomon House of Menelik, Elfin Forest Meditation Group, a daily meditative vigil, TOS Meditation Group, Esoteric Group Study Service and Meditation, Awakening the Higher Mind, Ängelholm Study and Meditation Group Sweden, Soul Frequency Consciousness, UN SDG Meditation Group, The Sophie in Phoenix, Sacred Geometry Uniting Humanity, Helio Soul Gate, Share International, Umami, H.P. Blavatsky Secret Doctrine, a Facebook private group, Hispanic group, the Sophical Amrita Lords Healing Group in Jyväskylä, Circle of the 2025 Initiative, Anhelo Iris, Asteria, Comunità di Etica Vivente, Esoteric Tokyo, Group Huber de Meditación Creativa, Hechal, Jerusalem, International Network of Esoteric Healers, Istituto di Ricerche Urusvati, Mansfield's Group, New Group of Observers, Hellas, Southern Light Center, Christ College of Trans-Himalayan Wisdom, Sydney Goodwill, Tetrada, the Brotherhood of the Academy of Universal Synthesis, the Ashram School of the Four Rays of the Attribute in the Temple of Russia, the Hill Center, the Planetary System, Planetary Order Prototype, the School for Esoteric Studies, the Soul of Nation Australia, the Synthesis Meditation Circle Group, Victoria Goodwill, Chapel of St. John, the Planet System Group, Magdala Tower, Center of Consciousness Living and Dying Asheville, Neurovariant Love Group, Onseramabo de Bolivia, ASAES Group, Earth Journey Group in New Mexico, Brazil's Triangle and Goodwill, World Goodwill's Group, Brazil's Intergroup Meditation Group, Heart Transference Meditation Group, Stand for Law, Light and Principles Group, and Sandial House for Creative Meditation in London, Women Waits Peace, the Renshue International Institute for Planetary Synthesis, Meditation on Planetary Synthesis, Global Silent Minute, Francis Donald's TK Groups, Initiation Human and Solar, Esoteric Astrology, World Goodwill Group, and I think these were now what we have. And we see the light which is radiating through these groups. Centers for spiritual living included as well. We see how these groups are creating a huge network of light around the planet, and how their efforts and intentions are organizing and illumining the mind of the new group of observers. And when we are also in the day of the distribution, all these Vesak energies are pouring through these beautiful, tiny and bigger groups who are united by their intentions. Tibetan says, one of the signs is that acceptance of the basic brotherhood and sisterhood among humanity. That the form is not what is stopping, that the members of this group sees the essential quality of spirit and respects that the soul which unites everyone. And let us invoke from the bottom, from the center of the will where we stand. Let the invocation rise towards the Christ and his hierarchy. The Christ who is going to use this. And we realize that, yes, there is only one group. There is only one soul. And we still at their centers for spiritual living. Holding these energies, holding the mind continuously within the head, and seeing that the whole unit, what we are the vehicles in the hand of the great ones. You can imagine the Buddha or Christ, Lord Maitreya. We are only tools here, and we hold this beautiful energy and going into it is the 5th day. Sorry, there was the mistake. The 5th day of the sacred pentagram full moon approach. Again, reminding us the whole key idea of the Taurus. I see, and when the eye is opened, all is illumined. Let us try to see everything through this illumined understanding. We have to imitate as if, but yet that is allowed to be done. Let us imagine Lord Buddha and all these enlightened beings. They only have one eye, as it is in the mythology. One-eyed beings, illumined eye. How the world is changed if we hold that one eye, one-eyed vision, illumined eye vision. Today's word is expectancy. Be animated by the sense of expectancy, which the emotional nature can be trained to express and experience. As you work in this way, believe that there has been true success because the previous requirements have been duly met. This belief is assisted by an acknowledged attitude of the physical brain, in which the belief of true success is held. I'm sorry, the music has its own will. So today, this word expectancy. So let us have a little experiment, because here Master DK is teaching us something really amazing. How the magic is working. So have the sense of expectancy, which is the way how you are training the emotional nature and how to express and experience. Have the belief that there has been a true success. So we think about that there has been a success during the full moon by the group. So have that you really manifest it. Then he says, this belief is assisted by an acknowledged attitude of the physical brain, in which the belief of true success is held. So you need this too. You need to have the belief in the physical brain. So when we do that, we hold these little elemental lives in that position of manifestation. And this is a really amazing, magical formula that he is teaching us. So we hold that the group has had success during the full moon time, and we have this belief in our physical brain. And the sense of expectancy, which is held by the emotional nature. And this is the formula how it is done when we magically manifest. So again, we will rehearse this next time, but make a note for yourself, because this is really something very deep occult ways, what he says. So now we again realize this, what he says: above everything else, pay close attention to reaching me, if possible at the time of the full moon. And we have been about 1.5 years, or does it come already 2 years, when we have been having the group process, approaching to him in his workroom. Give to the 5 days thereof your constant thought. Force yourself to release the magnetic point of your soul-infused personality. The technique of contact must be discovered by you and established in action. Each disciple develops his own technique. And this is again important for all of us to know. We have to have our ears open all the time and eyes open all the time. And when we are talking about these real intimate moments, what is the real spiritual life manifested on earth? This technique of contact must be also developed, but it is something that we have to, every one of us, have to learn it, how it is working with us. So now orient yourself to Master DK, your friend for many years, and wait. Perchance there may be something Master DK may have to say to you. The task of receiving impression is not an easy one, and you may have to work some time on these different levels before you register any definite response from an achieved contact. For that is what it will then be. And we have a moment for that. We go into silence again, and you have your private moments. Taurus releases the penetrating light of the path. This is a beam of light streaming forth from the point in Aries and revealing the area of light control. Let us now visualize the golden path, the path which is leading now into your sacred garden. Walk along the path in your sacred garden on the mental plane. Follow the inner call by your group to the work. Walking towards your sacred spot in the garden, the chapel. Walking in before the altar, placing the indigo blue rose as the sign of our work. And blessing your co-workers all around. Aligning with your triangle group members and those who have plural triangles as well. Visualizing the Christ standing in the center. And turning our inner eyes towards the sky and to this amazing sacred geometry, the 5-petaled rose, 5-pointed star. Which is appearing there during the 8 years via the conjunctions of Earth, Venus, and Sun. And that's why we have the rose of Mary, or we have the rose, a sacred symbol for goddess all around the planet. And that is how we are basically under the rose all the time. Venus, Sri Lakshmi being the higher node and higher aspect of planet Earth, the soul aspect. We have been talking sometimes about that how Tibetan says for us that you would be amazed of realizing how little time you give to your soul. And during the full moon times, we try to practice that, giving more time to our souls. We have the whole question of soul is complicated. We have the aspect of the solar angel, and then we have the aspect which is just our natural human soul, which has to be invoked into action and awakened. Now align with your solar angel, who is the one who has been guarding our long journey on earth. When we can have some kind of contact, it is absolutely immediately awakening our human soul as well. We can think this way, the earth being the personality, Venus the soul, and Sun in this aspect, the spirit. When these contacts are done, brought into direct line, something happens for the Christ life within us. It is organized and it is starting to build this, what we call antakarana, the electrical field and pattern, the path, illumined path to the source where we are all aiming to go. And now we have been reflecting something that, starting from this point, to reflect the way during this coming 8 years. And we may think about that, how we commit all the time stronger and stronger our efforts towards Christ. Let us visualize about the group, the 5-pointed star, indigo star. The symbol of initiation, seeing the higher contact in the star Sirius, which is the real star of initiation, through which the energy and the light of initiation is pouring. And through that star above the group, filling the aura of the group with the light of initiation. In the center of the star appears indigo blue rose. Which starts to rotate. Faster and faster, and thus creates indigo blue disk, the hidden door within. Stand before the door, aligning with that what is behind the door. Send forth your invocation. And hear the silent call to step in. The door opens and walk through with your brothers and sisters. Before your eyes appears a living, beautiful indigo blue lotus, 108 petaled lotus. Every single petal indicating one of the 108 spiritual divine powers, antidotes against 108 sins. You are standing upon one of the petals, as stands your brothers and sisters of their own. Being the guardians of the name. Building and using the energy and quality of those sacred names into the chalice upon the mental plane, the chalice of Christ consciousness. Visualizing that this holy chalice is overflowing with the essence of the names of Sri Lakshmi and deities. This chalice we are building, consciously building every day, and we have done that already many years. The chalice that is going to be given to Christ on 2025. Now we are going to sound 108 times. We continue with this Sarva Parravani Varini, dispeller of all distress, with our sacred name, and really working in this group. with these Vesak energies distributed around the world with the quality Sarva Patravani Varini, and seeing that it will dispel all distress. And let us now start 108 times our sacred name and Sarva Patravani Varini. and we may align with the chalice and recognize its quality, visualizing it overflowing with the energy of Sarvapani, Parvani, Varini. Now we take all the teachings, the spiritual teaching and lessons of last month, and hold that for us as background understanding what we are now supposed to do during the month of Taurus, Taurian energy. As Tibetan was asking us that everything should be now used and learned for Christ and the festival in Gemini. So we make sure that we are doing this, we are understanding that this is something that should be done, and maybe I think that we never have done that really. Now when we are going to create the motto for this month, we can finalize it what we were starting yesterday. And as said, it does not have to be words, it can be whatever will work for you. Tipton says, make your own statement motto for the coming month. After being used for one clear month by you, so that the most distant members of the group receive its effect. This is something what will immediately correct you to the correct track and towards your spiritual goals. And even though it is said here, the statement, but it can be whatever works for you that you can hold. I have a little, very tiny notebook where I have been putting these, my secret and sacred tools, and it's really worth overlooking them, how the soul was creating those little guidances, and you can also write it down. I let us again for a while work in silence and completely this for the coming month. Let us have a 1 minute, 2 minute silence. And the great invocation. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. We have gathered in your name, Lord Maitreya. Be with us. And let us have now the blessing of the group and then the world. Let us bless our sisters. Let us say, we bless you, beloved sisters, the mothers of the Christ. And our brothers. We bless you, beloved brothers, the protectors of the Christ. May the blessings of the Holy Ones pour through the group over the worlds and over the lower kingdoms. Let us make decision that we only give the best from us. So dearest group, thank you so much. Thank you for these 5 days walking together, but let us continue that. I'm going to put in the end a little video, a beautiful closing song. But along that, many blessings to all of you. And let us make this month a different month of Taurus ever before, right? I will commit to that with you. So lots of love from Finland, and do your best. Let us do our best. And good night from Finland. Bye now.
是诸佛于般若波罗蜜多故，得阿耨多罗三藐三菩提。不知般若波罗蜜多是大神咒，是大明咒，是无上咒，是无等等咒，能除一切苦，真实不虚。不说般若波罗蜜多咒，即说咒言。嘎